guys, my name is Jono. I'm here from the Sports Dietitian Co. and I'm at Team Impact Training with another Nutrition Tip Tuesday. This week I want to talk to you about the scales. Okay, so some of us might have a very complicated relationship with the scales, some of us might have no relationship with the scales. And I want to go through a few of the things that we need to consider if we're going to be weighing ourselves. Okay, so the very first thing to remember is scales don't measure body fat, they measure weight. And weight is made up of lots and lots of other factors. Your body weight is your bones, your bone density, your fat, your lymph, your blood, your muscle, your organs. You can see where I'm going with this, right? So all of that adds up to scale weight. And because there's lots of factors that make up scale weight, there's lots of things that can change that will affect scale weight that aren't body fat. So if you've jumped on the scales first thing in the morning and you've gained 2 kilos overnight, it is not body fat. Your body cannot make body fat that quickly. What has occurred is it could be a whole host of things. It could be that you had more salt yesterday, and salt causes you to hold water. So you could have an extra 2 liters of water running around your body. There's your 2 kilos, just like that. You could have had a meal that's particularly high in fiber last night. That's going to slow what's called gastric emptying, which means that food's going to hang out in your gut for a little bit longer. All of a sudden, you've got an extra kilo of food sitting in your stomach. That's what's on the scales. Women, that time of the month, your hormones and the fluctuation in fluid is huge. So you can gain 2 kilos like that just when you're on your period. If you haven't gone to the bathroom in the morning, or if you have gone to the bathroom in the morning, all of these things are going to affect scale weight. So the main take home is, do not live and die by the number on the scales, okay? It can be a useful measure, and I'll talk about that in just a second, but if all you do is jump on the scales, you take that number as gospel, and you take that as a measure of success or failure, we're doing it wrong, okay? So don't do that. If you do want to use the scales, you need to be weighing yourself 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. Once a week is not really enough data to see a trend. What I'm looking for is 4 to 5 measurements throughout the week so we can see the trend of your weight over the week. So you might start here, then go up, then down, then here, then that, and that is how our scale weight goes. But we can see, even though I'm going up and down a lot, over time, I've trended down. That's the important thing. The only way I can see that is if I don't weigh myself at all for lots of weeks, or I weigh myself really regularly, okay? So pick one of those and stick to that. Another couple of things to think about. If you don't like the scales, if you can't see that number and not be affected by it, there are plenty of other ways to track your weight loss, okay? One of the best ones is the mirror. The mirror doesn't lie. If you're noticing that things look a bit different, things are differently shaped, that is progress, okay? Another awesome measure is your clothes. If that dress or those pair of pants that you couldn't fit into and you can fit into them now, who cares what the scales say? You are fitting into those clothes. Clearly, we've lost some body fat, okay? Because that leads me to another important thing to consider. If you have gone, you've trained really hard, you've focused on your nutrition, you've been really committed, and in a month's time, the scales have stayed exactly the same, it's very easy to see that as failure, to see that it didn't work for me, I can't lose weight, I give up. When what might have happened is you've lost 2 kilos of fat and you've gained 2 kilos of muscle. So the scales are telling you you failed, but what you've actually done is incredible. Okay, so once again, don't live or die by the scales. Take all those things into consideration. If you've spiked weight, remember that it's more than likely due to so many other factors that are not body fat, and instead play the long game. Take consistent weights, track the trend, or don't weigh yourself at all and use some of those other measures. Look at the mirror and look at the way clothes are fitting. Okay? So that's it for me this week. I'll see you next week for another Nutrition Tip Tuesday.